Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Jupiter's CROCK here on the Outpost Unknown YouTube channel, where we're all very tired. We don't trust each other. My name is Matthew, joined once again by Ronan.
Yeah, fuck you both.
And Plodicus himself, Steve.
Yeah, we definitely don't record all of these episodes back to back to back. It was a good idea to give us like some breathing room in between all of these to refresh and bring our A game and our positivity to the show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to
do multiple episodes in a day. That's just crazy.
I'm gonna try to push off talking about episode 6, Philippi, where we had a spectacular, amazing battle. I'm going to put that off for a second by letting you guys know. Steve noticed right away. He noticed the slice of pizza I have sitting in front of me.
With melted cheese on the table.
Yeah. While I was waiting for this to start, I actually jumped on an hour early. I was going through and I was like, oh, slice of pizza. I'm going to go ahead and buy this slice of pizza. And, you get like hands or whatever, bonuses and stuff like that. I'm like, this is going to bring me some great luck. This slice of pizza, pretty cool. I have busted out twice so far, and I'm doing terrible.
Let it wash over you.
My life is just like a snowball. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, rolling downhill. And this show and this game have just continued it into a brand new week. So, with that, folks, we are talking about episode 6 of season 2 of Rome, Philippi, the big battle between Antony, Caesar II, Lepidus versus Brutus and Cassius for the fate of the Empire. Ronan, we teed up that we're going to get into a battle in this episode. Were you excited for the battle? Did you think we were actually going to get to actually see anything this time?
Well, I think I mentioned before. It's like I do know a little bit about this show coming in, and I actually did know that this is the one battle scene that you actually get to see. It's not stupendous and great, but you know what? It was, it did what it needed to do. We actually
serviceable.
Yeah,
I hated
it.
Because it's just like they did not have the money.
So they had the fucking money. They just chose to put it in the sets that would burn down.
It was like two dudes just shooting them in close up as they kind of
bang shields
rub up
together
against each other. Yeah, I was like, this sucks. Like, I hated this battle. I hated how this battle was shot. Who's got the 7-2 offsuit and who's going all in? Not I do not have it either.
I had a 7-2 in the last episode, but it was not an offsuit. They were both the same suit, so that has per rule.
Yeah, your odds are slightly better then, so we don't honor the gag.
That's as per tradition.
Steve, were you excited going into this? We're finally going to get the battle between Brutus and the other dudes.
No, I wasn't excited, but I also didn't know that it was going to be kind of Like I went into this thinking that there's going to be. I guess at this point in season 2, I assumed that because Brutus and I will also see Cicero are such great characters in the show that they would probably be around until the end. Like maybe they'd get a few more episodes. No, I was not excited because I did not expect this to be the end of so many important characters.
All right. Well, let's take us through. How do all these important characters who have shown up for 5 minutes this season, how do they all meet their demise?
Well, the episode starts with Brutus marching towards Rome, and he and Brutus is all like fucking mega hype to do this, while Cassius is talking about like grain shipments and feeding the soldiers. But Brutus is like, "Come on, man, we're gonna fucking do it, yeah, America." He's all about, because he has no idea, and like, this is kind of like the main issue with, or not issue, like the main like plot point of this episode is Brutus has no idea that Caesar 2 and Antony have made peace. And so people that support Brutus are trying to get that information to him. And of course, Caesar 2 and Mark Antony are trying to stop that from happening. So, but Brutus is marching towards Rome. He's mega fucking hype. Caesar 2 and Antony are in a tent, and they're talking about, war plans and whatnot. And then someone's just like, how about we just kill everyone that likes Cicero and Brutus? And everyone else is like, yeah, that's a good idea.
They're making a kill list of everyone for every. It starts off with just we have to kill allies and stuff of Brutus, but then it morphs into a list of just the most petty fucking shit possible.
Yeah, it's two-part.
Money, yeah, they gotta pay all their soldiers. Right.
They are robbing people, and also they are killing allies of Brutus. And so they come up with a hit list. The Octavian's or Caesar 2 says, take this list to Varenus, that stable, well-reasoned man who never makes any rash choices. Give him this list and have, I'm going to enlist the mob bosses to carry out all of these hits. So he does. He takes the list to Varenus and Pullo, and someone specifically says Cicero is the smartest and most conniving of them all. We got to get him
wasn't
first.
That Antony? Yeah, no, was it Anthony or was it God? What's the name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Pasca.
Pasca. I don't know if it was Anthony or one of them's because they're having to inform Caesar 2 he's making this list, and one of them's General Anthony, tell him, and he's like, because he doesn't want to admit that Cicero is actually really fucking crafty, and he absolutely has to die first, or else none of this will work. Because it hurts him so much to admit that Cicero is no, he's really weaselly, and we cannot let him live. He has to die before anything else happens.
Antony points out, he's like, look, I told this guy if he ever fucked me over, I was going to cut his hands off and nail him to the wall. And he's like, and no one will know that I'm not a man of my word.
Yeah, so they got this plan. They're going to have Varenus and Pullo and all of the crime bosses carry out all of these hits to kill Brutus's allies and also take money from people. And then Addie is like, oh, hey, can I just add people to kill to the list? And she wants to kill Jocasta's dad. Jocasta is Octavia's friend. I think
we haven't even mentioned her because it hasn't mattered until
it has not mattered until now. But yeah, throughout this entire season, Octavia has had a friend named Jocasta that she goes to orgies with. And I think maybe it was the last. It's this one or the last episode. I don't remember. But
I think it was the last episode. They go to one and she gets high on opium or something.
Yeah, and Agrippa brings her home before she can suck any slave cock, as everyone said.
And then she just ends up, instead of slave cock, it's different.
Yeah. I should have mentioned that because I actually laughed at that. At the end, Addie is like, you're this high class lady. You're going to orgies where you suck slave cock, and she's like, I didn't suck any slave cock. The orgy didn't get that far yet.
The orgy hasn't even started yet, Mom. God, Mom, you don't understand. Slams the door to her room, starts listening to Limp Bizkit and Korn. I'm gonna do things my way. It's fucking stupid.
Well, anyways, so Addie is like, yeah, let's kill Jocasta's dad, and she pitches it as he's got all of this
rich
money, but you can tell that no, she really just wants to hurt Jocasta because she's a terrible mom and hates that her daughter is having friends and a life and orgies with slave cock. But they agree to put Jocasta's dad on the list. So they give the list to Varenus and Pullo. They divvy it up between all the other crime bosses, and the other crime bosses are bickering. I've only got 2 senators on my list. Joe Bob over here has 4 senators. That's not fair. And Varenus is like, shut the fuck up, you whiny bitches, and sends them all out to kill these people. But he assigns Cicero's death to Pullo specifically. Pullo is going to be the one to kill Cicero. And so what else happens here? One of the crime bosses, I'm trying to link all this together. One of the crime bosses starts a plan to begin extorting Vrennis's oldest daughter, who hates Vrennis the most. So the crime, I think the crime boss is Mimeo. Mimeo has a dude start hitting on Verena the Elder, I think is her title and name in the show. Oh no, Matt.
Oh, no.
Matt, what did you, what
I
did
got
you
two
do?
pair with ace high. Oh, side pot. I don't know who won here.
No,
Fuck.
nope, not good enough.
Damn it!
Okay,
I hate
good.
today. I hate it.
I got out of that hand. I had an ace and a jack.
I had hot garbage. Anyways, Mimeo starts like creates a fake romance for Vrennis's daughter so that he can extort her. Pullo is about to go kill Cicero, and then he runs into his wife, and he's like, "How about we make a picnic of it?" And so he's like, "Hey, Vrennis, you want to come kill Cicero? You want to bring the kids?" And yeah, they do.
Weird.
They go and have a fucking picnic, and then in the middle of the picnic, it is fucking bizarre because they're making jokes. Pullo's like, "Yo, save me some of that chicken, or I'm gonna eat Lucius when I get back." Waka waka, and then Pullo goes off to kill Cicero. So
Pulled out a rubber chicken. I didn't approve. It was just weird as fuck.
yeah, so
It's
Cicero.
very strange.
Cicero is at home, and someone goes up to him. I'm getting out of this. I don't even want to check. I'm not involved in that hand anymore.
I think it's hilarious that they go and they picnic like literally, I don't know, an hour away from Cicero's villa. They could have went anywhere, but no, they're just gonna go.
Well,
Come
it had
on.
to be close to the villa.
Why
Otherwise, it
didn't he
couldn't have
just-
been a picnic, Matt.
He should have just murdered Cicero. They should have had the picnic in the villa. That would have been pretty sweet.
I assume they want plausible deniability. Who fucking knows?
It's like,
Anyways, so there's a
despite how
picnic.
these shows make it out, there are actually laws for murdering people in their homes. They will suss you out.
So Pullo leaves to go and murder Cicero. And before Pullo gets there, someone comes up to Cicero and informs him, like, I got a spy in Mark Antony's camp, and Mark Antony and Caesar too have made peace. And Cicero's like, oh, fucking shitballs. So he's like, he immediately begins writing a letter to Brutus, and he gives it to a messenger, and he says, like, no, on your life, you have to get this to Brutus.
Well, no, he also was panicking because he was told about that. And then he was also told, like, almost in the same breath, there's armed men heading towards the camp, towards us right now. So he knows an assassin is coming for him at this moment. That's why he's writing the letter with such panic.
So he writes a letter to Brutus, gives it to a messenger, and tells him, get this to Brutus. It has to get there. And then here comes Pullo, and everyone else is left. It's just Cicero and his lead slave hanging out with them. And I actually like this scene. Like, Cicero and Pullo are like very cordial to one another. It's just like, this is business. Like, it's nothing personal. Cicero's just like, you know what? Shit, well played. I thought I had Octavian. I did not have Octavian, and now I am paying the penalty for my failure. Like, Pullo is smiling at him. He's like, "Oh, do you mind if I pick some peaches?" And
Pullo's like, "Oh, I know who you are. You're really famous. You're super smart. It's kind of an honor to meet you." And Cicero knows who he is too. Look at that, the famous Titus Pullo of the 13th.
He's like, the person who kills me will no doubt go down in history.
And Pullo doesn't really care. He just wants those fucking peaches.
Well, Pullo cared for a second because now he says the person that kills me.
Ronan, it's Polo.
It is
I don't
Pullo.
care. Neither do
It's
you.
Pullo. He says Pullo, is still like a big dumb guy because Cicero says the person that kills me will be immortal. And Pullo's like, really? And Cicero's like, yes, his name will live on. And he's like, oh, just his name. Like, Pullo for a second thought that he was actually going to literally live forever for killing Cicero. But I like to see, like, they're being cordial to one another. Cicero's finally like, Cicero's like, wait, just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm not ready yet. And Pullo's like, all right, no worries. And he just puts his sword away, picks some peaches, and then
He asked
the
for
slave, like, you don't want to
permission.
watch this.
He
You don't
asked
wanna
for
watch
permission when he grabs the peaches. You mind if I get a pack of peaches? Yeah, he tells the house slave, he's like, yeah, you probably don't want to watch this. You should leave, because he runs up with a sword. He's desperately trying to like protect Cicero, and Polo's like, oh, come on, stop that, guy, come on, you're making this is just stop. This is weird, dude.
It's like,
you don't
stop your blubbering. But Pullo does kill Cicero, and so now Cicero is dead. So then we see like the writer with the letter for Brutus, the guy who's supposed to deliver this letter to Brutus, on your life, you must get it there. He runs by the picnic, and Lucius, the little boy, runs out and causes a disruption of some sort, where dude ends up dropping the letter. And so the letter does not make it to Brutus. And so...
Yeah. He causes some shit because he nearly runs over the kid, and he starts yelling at the kid. And Varenus has decided because that was part of Varenus's character arc, finger quotes, that he was going to actually be a good dad to all of these kids. Again, finger quotes to all of this shit. But he yanks the messenger down off the horse so he can start giving him a proper beating. And in that beating, this was pre-beating, is when the letter falls down off of him. Like that's how he loses the letter. It's because Varenus yanks him off the horse to beat him. Motherfucker.
But nonetheless, Octavian and Antony's plan have gone off completely without a hitch. They've killed all these people, taken all their money. Everyone that could get word to Brutus has been killed. So Brutus is hanging out. Well, hang on. There's one other thing I want to mention about this stupid fucking picnic. Varenus and Lyde, his sister-in-law, are talking, and they're talking about Verena the Elder again, the oldest daughter. And Lyde's like, she's in the age to get married. And Varenus is like, no, she's a worthless gutter slut now. No one would want to marry her.
Dad of the year.
Very conservative, he would fit in very well in the current political climate today.
God. Yeah, it's just Varenus, we get it. You don't think much of your daughter anymore. Like, fucking hell, stop saying this shit.
Really, I'm doing her a kindness by I could have just, I should have really just killed her. But,
she's worthless now. What man would want this dumpster trash on the bottom of my shoe that I share blood with
I
at
should
this
probably
point?
kill her and just start over again with a brand new kid. Yeah, that's really what I should be doing.
Yeah. But yeah, just let it go, Dad. Just fucking stop it, Varenus. Like I'm tired of your shit as it is. I'm extra tired of you shitting on your daughter that became a slave because of your fuck ups. So that's what's going on with Varenus and Pullo this episode. Anything else about Varenus or Pullo that you want to talk about?
Did we forget it from last episode, or is it the end of this episode where we find out about Pullo and his wife?
We've not got there yet, because that ties into like the actual battle that's about to start. But we can go into it now. So the last 10 minutes of the episode are now going to be the battle between Caesar / Mark Antony's forces and Brutus. And so Titus Pullo.
Don't forget Lepidus.
The show forgot Lepidus. I don't care about Lepidus. I'm sure, I know he's like historically was there, but what a useless character for this show. Anyway, so Pullo wants to go back into the military. He wants to be a part of this battle. He wants to support Caesar too. And he starts playing it off like, I'm just thinking out loud, but it becomes clear like he's really trying to get his wife's blessing. And then she reveals that she is pregnant, and that snaps him out of it. And so now he is staying home with his pregnant wife. And so now we get on to the battle between Brutus and Octavian, and Brutus is chilling and hanging out, and I think Servilia at one point wrote him a letter saying like, here is your father's ring, wear it well as you save the Republic again, yada yada yada. And so he's fawning over this ring, and someone comes in. He's like, hey Brutus, I got some bad news. It turns out Caesar II and Mark Antony have made peace. And Cassius, not Crassus. Cassius. Cassius is
Thinking
like,
of a better show.
I know. Cassius is like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh shit. We gotta get out of here. We gotta just pack the shit. Don't grab me. Just fucking get out of here. We're gonna fucking die. We're gonna fucking die. We gotta get the shit out of here now. And Brutus is just tired of it. He's like, no, like, look, this is as good a place to die as any. Like, if we're meant to die, then we'll do it now. And if we're meant to win, then all the more glory to us for overcoming this force. And then
they're overmatched, but not by a whole lot. Feasibly speaking, with good tactics, they could win, I guess is what Brutus's mind is at, or either it really is just a death wish.
I think at this point it's a death wish, because he keeps hitting the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Like, he wanted to die early on, and then he baptized himself. And then he was on like the hype train. He's like, finally, I'm going to actually save Rome this time. No one can deny that I'm actually saving Rome this time. I'm going to do it. I am going to be redeemed. And wait, is that Mark Antony out there? Oh shit! And at this point, I think he's just giving up. That was my take on it. I don't know, Matt. What did you think of this? Because he seems very resigned at this point.
Yeah, just the way that the actor kind of plays it off, he's just kind of like, no, we're done running. Because at the very beginning of the episode, Cassius is like, man, we barely have enough food to feed 100,000 people or however many troops that they've got. I mean, in theory, they could have retreated and tried to raise even more troops, and then we could have time jumped. But I think at this point, the show's like, we gotta fucking kill them. We're done. We're gonna make our stand and see what happens. It's in the fate of the gods now, or the hands of the gods. Gods did not shine their light upon them.
Yes. So we get kind of a battle scene, I guess. Like there are some fights, but it's very short.
Fights. There's no all right fights. It's just people crashing up against each other in close up.
I mean, that's how because this show has a hard on for historical accuracy, and this is how battles back then. Like, we get this idea that they were just mobs of men going into each other, and they weren't. They would, because that's how the Romans were so good at winning. They would just lock up in formation, they'd stab, and then other guys would go back behind, and then the other army would get tired after about 5 minutes.
There is that great moment where Octavian, this is the first time he's ever seen a battle, really, and Mark Antony's sitting there eating a apple or something. He's like, what's going on?
Time to have some fun.
Fucking clue.
I have no fucking idea what's going on. And then he just charges into battle. It's like, I don't know what's going on. We're just going. I understand that. I'm talking about the way that this whole battle was shot, and the editing and the cutting back and forth and the weird slow motion. It was shit. It
was like 5 minutes.
It was shot poorly compared to what we've gotten, which is, I think the only proper battle scene we've had was the first fucking episode of season 1. Like, it was serviceable, especially with their hard on for showing how, like, real Romans fought and stuff. Although, like, despite that, again, time rush. They had to go through this. So, Brutus doesn't, like, this battle actually historically, it took several days. So it's Brutus, and what's the other guy's name?
Cassius.
Cassius suicides himself the first day because, like, a communication error. He thought that Brutus's troop forces had been overrun, so he just ends himself like a couple of hours into the battle. Brutus hung in there for about 3 days before he also committed suicide. Historically speaking, that's what happened. His forces finally got overrun, and then he commits suicide so that way they couldn't kill him and parade him around.
Because I think initially Brutus and Cassius's stuff, they actually had a victory over Octavian, like when the battle first started, and then the tide slowly started turning. But you don't see any of that shit.
Again, they didn't have the time for it. You know, I get that.
It's just, I don't know, man. Like, this is, again, we'll harp on it, but this is the downfall of this show, is they just jump over things so quickly. You get no time to sort of revel in it and breathe. Like, I just remember even in Spartacus, right, when Spartacus and Crixus and Gannicus, they got their map out on the table, and they're plotting their various, okay, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to try, and blah, blah, blah. You get nothing like that in this. It's just here I
closest-
am, and there's a battle happening, and we don't know what's happening, and then boom, it's over.
The closest that Spartacus would have into this, which is not a fair comparison in all fairness, is in the last season when Crixus breaks away from Spartacus and like I want us to siege Rome. Like there's just like a 30-second montage of him beating Romans, and then suddenly it's like, oh, yep, we're at the doorstep of Rome, and then things happen.
And we rightly criticized that because we said, oh God, like they needed another season, like a season really where it's one more, where it's Crixus winning all that shit and building up his stuff, and Spartacus, and they didn't.
Yeah, it needed it. It didn't get it. That like the final season of Spartacus also felt very rushed, but it still, it handled it. It did a better job. Again, it's not a fair comparison. Spartacus did a better job of dealing with it. Oh, you're not going to get another season, because they might have learned about it earlier on. Who knows? I don't know the behind the scenes.
I think the thing with him was Stephen DeKnight. Like Stars wanted another season, and he said no. Stephen DeKnight was the one that said, no, we can end Spartacus. We don't want it to keep going and on and on and on. And so it was his choice.
I was under the impression.
Choice.
I was under the impression that that their budget got cut, so they had to cut like 3 episodes out or something like that. But again,
I can look it up.
Yeah, we can look that up, and we can mention that later on in another episode or something. But yeah,
let's wrap up what happens in this. So we get the battle scenes. Cassius dies, and it's very clear that Brutus has no chance of winning. And so, do I want to? Fuck it, I'll call this. Brutus has no chance of winning, and his remaining men are like, dude, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And he resigns himself to his fate. He tells his other soldiers, it's been an honor. Go. Escape and live your lives, et cetera, et cetera. And then he takes off all of his armor and just grabs a sword, and he just walks into Octavian's forces, and puts up just some, I don't know. I guess he feels because at first everyone else is like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, we're not gonna fight you. You fucking you can't do anything to us. But then he starts actually like swinging. He puts up like some token resistance to get them to engage with him, and then they finally just kill the fuck out of him.
They were probably thought for sure they were being like really artistic. Like, what happens to Brutus? It mirrors what happens to Caesar. He's just gonna get all these stabs. Like that's probably what they thought, but they just didn't. It didn't work out that way. He puts up just enough of a resistance to where you can't say he went out like a punk. But it's that's all you can give him is the bare minimum.
Yeah, so he dies, and then Octavian and Antony are walking through, and they say they find Cassius's body, and so they're going to cut his head off and take it as a trophy, and then they're like, we haven't found Brutus's body yet. So they want to claim his body, but you see that his body has actually just been thrown into a random pile, and like a scavenger is like cutting the super mega ring off of his finger. And I saw this, I was like, wait, did those soldiers that killed Brutus not know that was Brutus? Like, did they not think he was important anyway when he takes off his special armor? I don't know. It was very strange that Brutus got this big send off, and then everyone treats him like he was this unrecognizable nobody. I don't know. The inbeat with Brutus's the body not being identifiable just rubbed me the wrong way. What did you guys think?
Yeah, whatever happened there had to have made its way onto the cutting room floor, because there's no they would have known that the Brutus was an important figure, even if they didn't recognize him. Yeah, because they didn't have internet, they couldn't just look up a picture of him, so they knew who they were looking for. But they would have known just from his regale, his armor, and everything. They would have known he was an important figure. So they wouldn't have just thrown him into the pile with everyone else. What happened to Spartacus would not have happened to Brutus, because they never identified Spartacus's body. He was just one of the random bodies on the ground, as far as they knew. Historically speaking, that would not have happened with Brutus.
Matt, your thoughts?
Oh, we're done with the episode.
No, I mean we're not. I asked you specifically about that last scene with Brutus and how you felt about him treating that he wasn't recognizable.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the whole battle and everything that happened immediately after it was lame. I didn't like any of it. I watched it thinking this could have been done so much better.
This could have been a whole episode.
That's been my whole thought for this whole fucking show. This could have been done better.
Well, that's the problem with this whole thing. It's like, especially season 2. I'll still go to bat for season 1. I still think season 1 is a very good season of television. Season 2 just feels like there's so much shit that is crammed into it that there's no development for anything. All these big moments. Like, all these big moments, like, I'm supposed to feel for the fact that Brutus is just lying. He's just another unknown person, and someone's taken off his ring and gonna pawn it or whatever. It's like, I don't care. Brutus has been in this show, or this season, probably less than 10 minutes of actual screen time. And so when you go multiple episodes without even seeing Brutus or seeing him just briefly, you completely forget about why the fuck do I care about this guy? Right now I'm focused on Caesar 2, Antony. I don't give a shit about Brutus. They focused more on Cicero this season than they did Brutus. And so it's just, I don't know. This episode left a bad taste in my mouth.
The only other thing worth mentioning that I have not brought up yet is Timon and his brother Levi go and they
Timon.
Remember that guy?
Don't give a fuck. Talk about a plot line in this that nobody needed. We do not need any of this Timon, Herod. They're gonna go kill, their king or whatever. We don't need any of that.
Agreed.
Of that should have been cut.
But it happened. They know that King Herod is going to be here in the next episode, which could be in universe, could be a year from now, could be 3,000 years from now. It's fucking hard to tell at this point. But Timon and Levi go and attack some people that support King Herod, and then we'll see what happens next in the next episode with that.
My God.
No one has anything to say.
Are we done here?
Is there anything else? Are we done?
Episode.
What'd you think of this episode overall, Steve?
I liked the Polo and Cicero scenes. Everything else was fucking stupid. They go have a fucking murder picnic, and then we get like a half-assed final battle, and Brutus gets some big send-off, and then the show immediately undoes his big send-off. I didn't like it. Don't like it.
Like Apollo and Cicero, that's at the moment that was a good scene that I liked because it made me remember good old times Titus Polo from what I was talking about in the last episode where the dynamic was he's a well-meaning brute, but he just keeps doing stupid shit. That this episode reminds you of that. He means well, look at him. It's like a big dumb dog that's humping your leg. It doesn't know any better. Look, he's sweet. Will you good puppy pet him? And it reminded me of the good times. But in hindsight, now knowing what I know about next coming episode, it's oh no, this actually enrages me even further considering what things that will happen. So I can't even like this scene anymore with hindsight.
I'm going to read you the actual death.
I have so many regrets about that hand of poker.
What'd you have?
I had a full house. Yes, I threw away a full house.
Okay. Yeah, you do. You should have regrets. So this is from Wikipedia. The Triumvirate, which is Lepidus, the most important member, Octavian, and Antony, immediately began a proscription of their enemies, modeled after that of Sulla in 82 BC. Cicero and all of his contacts and supporters were numbered among the enemies of the state, even though Octavian argued for 2 days against Cicero being added to the list. Cicero was one of the most viciously and doggedly hunted among the proscribed. He was viewed with sympathy by a large segment of the public, and many people refused to report that they had seen him. He was caught on December 7th, 43 BC, leaving his villa in Formiae in a litter heading to the seaside where he hoped to embark on a ship destined for Macedonia. When his killers, Herennius, a centurion, and
Matt just folded because he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I had a 3-5. It doesn't matter.
I folded as well.
When his killers, Heronius and Popilius, arrived, Cicero's own slaves said they had not seen him, but he was given away by Philologus, a freedman of his brother Quintus Cicero. As reported by Seneca the Elder, according to the historian Aufidius Bassus, Cicero's last words are said to have been, quote, "I go no further. Approach, veteran soldier, and, if you can at least do so much properly, sever this neck," unquote. He bowed to his captors, leaning his head out of the litter in a gladiatorial gesture to ease the task. By baring his neck and throat to the soldiers, he was indicating that he would not resist. According to Plutarch, Herennius first slew him, then cut off his head. On Antony's instructions, his hands, which had penned the Philippics against Antony, were cut off as well. These were nailed along with his head on the rostra in the Forum Romanum, according to the tradition of Marius and Sulla, both of whom had displayed the heads of their enemies in the Forum. So they actually don't even go as far as the true history in this show. Like, they cut off his hands, but we don't see Cicero's head nailed to the wall. I don't remember that. You guys remember?
No, they did not. But we did omit the fact that his hands were nailed to the wall, but like to the doors of the Senate. But like, yeah, like the head was not there.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode kind of sucked. I would have
better
loved
than the
to
last episode.
I would have loved. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, I just was mad when I was watching this episode. I was mad. I was like, I want like Cicero's just chilling. Like, clearly he was on the run, and wouldn't it have been great to see the actual Roman people trying to stand up for, like, Cicero, or the factions who support Brutus and who are against what's going on? We see none of it in the show. Nothing at all.
They didn't have the time for it.
Ronan, I really want you to remember this. No matter what happens for the rest of our lives, we have ruined something from Matt. We have taken something from Matt, and that ain't nothing. Like, we can put a pin in that. Like, that's ours forever.
You know, I suppose that's if I had to get one takeaway from this, like, that makes it. I guess that makes it worth it, because, like, yeah,
Steve, or you?
10 plus years.
We've established you are the one who brought this up.
I mean, I'm willing to share this with Ronan, though.
You've ruined Ronan's life, bringing him along on this journey that he
No.
So,
like, Steve started. He found a way to turn it around.
And with that, everyone.
A good friend.
And with that, we are done with episode 6. Thank you very much for watching another exciting episode of this bullshit. We'll be back in, I don't know, however often Matt posts these for episode 7.